Todor Skrimov at 1 meter 91 centimeters, only 23 years of age. Watch for him. Very good off the left side, and also very, very good indeed in defense and serve reception. A little bit undersized, but he makes up for it with his all-around play. And Alexeyev is not going to get many opportunities one-on-one. He hits all the difficult balls as their big opposite in transition or in counterattack, if you will. Here's Alexeyev. Sometimes they're serving, sometimes they're blocking, very rarely they're defense. That's a real problem. They need to come together much more as a team and coordinate their block and their backcourt defense. He has been the worst server in this tournament so far. In their first match against Argentina, I think he missed a dozen serves. That's a dozen free points. And he made no intention of changing. He didn't go to a jump float. He didn't take a little bit off. Where does this ball hit the block? Not bad. Up into the hand. I mean, Sokolov has got to just change the trajectory just a couple of inches. Instead, into the hand, into the very top of the block, into the weaker part in the fingers, and then maybe he'll have something good happen. He certainly won't get blocked. That's the difference. Instead of right into the low hands, the arms, the strength of the block, high up into the hands, high up into the seam that time of Gatsev, and ricochets off the block and out of bounds. Well, like I said, if you're not getting hit in the face, if you've been playing volleyball for 5 years and haven't been hit in the face, you're standing in the wrong spot.
Sokolov is like a sleeping giant. He has no idea how good he should be.
And I completely get that substitution. You saw the number of times the ball was passed pretty well, and all of a sudden the set wasn't even hittable by Bulgaria. He can do that every time. But he gets a little bit lazy physically and mentally and brings the ball back down to the block. And he's just too good for that. You know, I just had a thought for Sokolov when he goes back to serve. He's tossing the ball as close as he he's tossing the ball way into the court. If I were him, I'd toss the ball back a little bit because 90% of the serves he misses are long. Just toss it 2 meters behind the service line. I know it's a little unorthodox, but serve the ball in the court. Remember, I mean, he doesn't look the part, but he's only 23 years old. I think he's been shaving since he was 9. One of the keys in making that possible, of course, is right now Bulgaria is doing nothing from the service line, so Brazil is basically passing every ball perfectly. Oh, Valentin Bratoev was in about a day and a half too early, but managed to get the block for Brazil, drifting back off the net. Watch this. It brings his approach almost to a stop there and hangs in the air long enough to put that ball away. One of the things I've noticed about this young Lucarelli, 195, very good jumper, very good hands. He is really a good blocker. He sets the block in a really good spot time and time again. And you don't often see that from a young player. Blocking is the hardest skill to learn. And Bulgaria in deep, deep trouble, trailing 20-11. See, that's my thing again. He misses almost every serve long. So just back up. I know it's unorthodox, but players want to be as far into the court as they possibly can. But back up. If you're missing every serve 5 feet long, serve it from 5 feet behind the service line. Just spin the ball into a good area, short, maybe just at the 3-meter line. But Brazil has to do nothing in order to earn that point and get out of a rotation that was causing them some problems. You know, once again, you know, I'm not trying to beat up Svetan Sokolov. He's a fine young talent, but he is so talented. He's got to embrace the role of just being an absolute monster for Bulgaria. They're not even set. Well, they set him there, and he couldn't put the ball away. The one time he hits out on the left. Good change in strategy right now for Bruno. Everything pretty much to the wings earlier on in this set. To Lucarelli and to Wallace, quickly to the sidelines, and to Dante as well. And now sprinkling in some sets to the middle, keeping the Bulgarian middle blockers honest. Said at the very beginning of the match, Bulgarian blockers need to take some chances and stay a little bit wider on Wallace, because otherwise he just got too many options and too much room to hit into. Nikolai Penchev. Penchev's a good player. He's got very, very good ball control. But if I'm Isaac, first of all, absolutely keep this ball in play. Absolutely. Serve the seam between Penchev, who just came in, and Salparov, the libero, if you can. If you've been playing volleyball for 3 years and haven't been hit in the face, you got to rethink your positioning on defense. You're not playing outside the block.